Well, hello. Today I have such a special guest. I have Fiona, who is one of the graduates of Life Biz or copywriting course. And she has graciously agreed to share some of her experience, why she invested in more continuing education around writing, maybe even some thoughts for anyone who's considering doing the same or making that kind of career pivot. So welcome, Fiona.
Thank you, Jessica. It's lovely to be here.
So glad to have you. So maybe just bring us up to what was your background like before you decided to learn more about copywriting?
Well, for probably 20 or so years, I was in education up until late last year, and I was very dissatisfied with what I was doing. I was really lacking creativity. I just thought there has to be so much more to life than
Mhm.
this 9 to 5 kind of job. I also would like to work remotely and travel. And so I enrolled in a program which basically led me to you, Jessica. I was listening to a podcast one day and you were being interviewed. Now, I have the last few years done a little bit of freelance proofreading and editing. I love language. So I guess ideally I was looking for something in the language realm to be able to, potentially earn some, decent finance
Mhm.
that I could or would also give me fun, freedom as well, time freedom, particularly freedom. Um, so I was listening to this podcast and you started talking about copywriting. I'd heard of copywriting, but I'd never actually looked into it. And it was just this moment, this absolute moment. I thought, okay, that's it. That's the direction I'm going.
Mhm.
And I'm going to learn with Jessica. So that I think I emailed you straight away as soon as the podcast had finished and said, I
Yeah.
want to join your course.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's how I got to Bright Life.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that it was just that intuitive moment of almost like you've
Yeah.
been looking for something and then you're like, this is it. This is what I've been looking for the freedom or travel or creativity or a little mix of everything, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I love those moments in life because they don't really happen that often, do
Yeah.
they? But it was pivotal. One of those
Yeah.
pivotal moments. Okay, I'll
Good.
go.
Well, kudos to you because you took that step too. And sometimes even when you get that knowing, it's hard to take the step and it's still an investment and it's still a big pivot. And so, just
Yeah.
honoring that too, that you even moved forward and took that nudge and took action on it too.
It's exciting. It's a little scary, but it's also exciting. At 54, I
Mhm.
thought it's a big thing. Well, it's a big thing for anyone to really change course, but yeah, I just knew.
Good. And
Yeah.
so, what are some of the things that you learned in the program that stand out?
Oh my goodness, I've learned so much, so much. As I said, I really didn't know what copywriting was, so I've learned things that I've hardly even heard of. Search engine optimization. You
Yeah.
know, search search engine plugins. I didn't. What is that?
Yeah.
Now
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. I think what I really loved was learning about the purpose of what I'm going to write, who I'm writing for, but particularly who I'm writing to, and really, I guess, trying to get into their shoes to understand what they
Yeah.
need to hear, what will help them, what will, through business that's they're engaged with. How can I be of service through creativity as well, not just um, so definitely that's a really big one because I guess that's behind everything. You know.
Yeah.
Content strategy, that was not really something that I'd come across before either. Who is this person who needs a
Yeah.
problem solved? Who is this buyer? Um, and just ways to really understand that. Um, Structuring a blog,
Yeah.
how to write a blog post. I had no idea. and just the structure of it. That's probably one of my favorite things actually, is learning how to write a blog.
Yeah.
I and also what are we writing? What's the not only the purpose of the writing, but the reason behind it. Is it for education? Is it to expand an email base? Is it the social proof
Mm-hmm.
testimonials? So, oh gosh, I've learned so much, and it's such a content-rich course that
Mm-hmm.
you've put together. There is so much in there, but it's easily digestible the way it's structured.
Good.
Um, And I think what I also really love is the coming out of it with a portfolio, because I've got something tangible that I can use that shows how I can write. I've had feedback and advice from you. Try this, maybe tweak this. Um, so that's just something even as a bonus. There's
Yeah.
so much in there, so much
Good.
that I've learned.
Oh, good.
I
Yes, and
could
your
talk for hours
portfolio.
about it, but
Oh, thank you. Yes, and your portfolio is lovely. It's so beautiful. It's so comprehensive. So, you really did such a beautiful job with that and kind of combining all the pieces.
thank
So,
you.
for anyone who's thinking, they want to start maybe copywriting and some kind of business for themselves, but there is that, fear or question mark in their head before beginning something. Any advice you have, knowing that you've been in that similar position as well at various points in your career?
I would say just do it. Do it, do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And one of the beautiful things about this course is that, and I guess copywriting is, you learn from scratch. So I've learned from scratch. I have no experience with copywriting. Um, so it's really for anybody, I guess.
Mhm.
And through the course, you've basically taught us how to run a copywriting business, how to create a copywriting business, and how to run it. So I think if you're prepared to put in the time and put in the effort, absolutely do it. Absolutely do it. Because this is not just, I've learned a new skill, and I've learned, a potentially well paid skill, but
Mhm.
this is a life changer.
Yeah.
This is not just learning a skill. This will change my future. So do it. Is
Yes.
my advice.
So well said.
Because you're never too old to learn something new.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm.
And what are you most excited about for kind of your next future season with this? Where do you want to take it?
My ideal outcome is to be
Mhm.
writing on a beach in Greece.
Yes. Oh, I
That's
love
that's
that.
that's what I'm heading for.
I
That's what I've done this course for.
I love.
And I feel certain about it. I know it will take time. I understand that. That's fine.
Mhm.
Okay. But I've been so well supported, and so which I know is, something I've really learned that is certainly going to help my future is the value of having a mentor, and it being in a community. And I don't know that I really got how very, very important it is. So having that throughout the course has been so very helpful, and I've really learned the value of it. So looking towards the future, that's certainly something that I'm going to continue with, because I just know now that it's really essential. So in this starting out period.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm excited to get to my
I love.
beach in Greece.
Yes. Oh, I hope to meet you there one day. We'll be writing
Oh
from
yes,
our
so do I.
laptops I'd love that. I love that you have
So do
such a
I.
strong vision too of just, I
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
this. I know this is going to happen. And it's just almost like the copywriting course, even. It's like the other pieces will come into place, but then one day I love how
Yeah.
clear that is.
And you've sort of given me a vehicle to
Mm.
do that in a creative sense, using language, using what I love. So it's just win-win. It
Yes.
really is.
Love it. Oh, thank you so much, Fiona. I mean, it's beautiful to hear kind of how you found it and where you're taking it and just what, felt interesting and meaningful and like was fun to learn. Is there anything else that stands out that, you want to share, or does that feels like a full picture?
I think probably just what I said about this has not just been a new skill learned. This has
Mm.
changed life, changed my life really. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful. I mean, even students like you make it so even more so meaningful. So thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Oh, look, as I said, I could go on for hours about the course, but it's just there's just so much to learn in it, and it's just a beautifully put together course. Really, really is. Yeah,
Thank
I think
you.
anybody wanting to head down the copywriting road, this is the course to do.